Erika has been with us for since Feb. She's the owner of Fresh in Your Fridge Inc. They are a Vancouver-based personal meal prep service, like meal chef service specifically, right? So they have a big kitchen and they do a lot of good nutritious meals for their clients.
To formally begin, I would take a moment and introduce respected partners at Celeste Business Advisors as well, though you already know them, of course.
I do.
Devesh Nagaraj Jain is a chartered accountant and a certified management accountant. As a seasoned CFO and financial analyst working for small to medium enterprises, he specializes in strategic financial planning, analysis, and management with a profound expertise in business goal setting, budgeting, and forecasting. All those fancy terms, of course, you know that, right? Um, Kav- Kavya Nair, a chartered accountant, brings a wealth of expertise to the table with a proven track account of success in SME consulting. Her sharp business acumen is evident in her ability to identify new business opportunities, navigating complex negotiations, scalable strategy implementation, skillful cost management, and cash flow optimization. She is a true asset to our firm, and we together want to express our sincere gratitude for your trust in choosing Celeste
Definitely.
as your business advisors and bookkeeper. And all of us would be definitely are really grateful to you, because all of us here would agree on this point that what a kind of a multitasker and entrepreneur has to be. And even so, you have spared us time from your hectic schedule today,
Yes.
and we're extremely grateful for that.
As I already mentioned, this is going to be more of a feedback call with regards to how our services have been, and we genuinely expect that you would be honest about what you felt that things were not up to the mark, and things that really helped you throughout the last 1 year of our engagement. Just to start with and initiate, looking back when we started, what were the primary challenges that you were facing? And what made you come to us? And like connecting that to another question, like how did we address those challenges? Like, were we helpful and what was our approach?
Working with you guys has been yeah, I've learned so much, but I didn't know what I didn't know, when we
Yeah,
started. Like I
yeah,
remember speaking with you, and a lot of that trust came from, Casey and his recommendation. And so I was sort of like permeating the question last night and figuring out like why did we start working together, and it's hard for me to put my finger on.
mhm,
um, I think a big part of it was coming out of the construction and opening this kitchen and having quite a lot of debt and not being profitable, was sort of like the overarching, or not extremely profitable, just sort of like scraping by. So just a little bit of back information for you, Herman. Yeah, we opened a big facility in 2022, end of 2022. And so maybe like 4 or 5 months before we started working with Divyesh. And yeah, so that was just a very expensive project, brought on a lot of debt, and then also increased our capacity for output quite a bit. But there was just more numbers to deal with and more comings and goings of finances. And so I think overall that was sort of overwhelming for me. And the first project that we worked on, of course, was the pricing project, which took quite a few months for us to get together all the data of the groceries and the chefs and everything like that. And I kind of went into that a little bit just trusting, like, okay, I hope we get something good out of this. And it's been, absolutely fantastic in terms of um, uh, the confidence that we have in our pricing, and also the confidence in the profitability that can bring down the road. And so yeah, those two things were sort of like why we started working with Celeste. And yeah, sort of, I guess, our first few months.
things just came in as in when, requirements came in, right? So we started also working on the chef bonuses and the repayment of
Commission
the debt,
structure.
the
Yeah.
commission structure. And yeah, like apparently even when I look at it, it's just been meeting you every week, and just trying to dig into the routine and whatever stuff like we can get our hands on and sort them out. I understand the bookkeeping was a main issue, that we worked on together to resolve a lot of it, right?
That was a great piece to just combine sort of the consulting with the bookkeeping. And then we've also just done a lot of like forecasting and, having you involved in some of the sales meetings and the quarterly planning meetings and things like that have been very helpful.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Taking this forward, do you, like Erika, do you remember any specific strategies or recommendations that really made a significant impact on you personally or in the business that we came up with?
I mean, yeah, I go back to the pricing project. That was definitely the most impactful, and showing the effects of that with future planning and projections
Yep.
for the next year. So that's been like the main piece I think
The
that
main
we've
piece,
gotten
right?
value out of.
Mhm.
And then also just your commitment to freshen your fridge's financial success. Like sometimes I feel like it's not my top priority, and so to have a team that really puts that at the forefront is important. It seems silly to think that that wouldn't be my top priority, but sometimes it's not, and so that's always your top priority.
It's an honor, actually. It's an honor.
Did we recognize some of the important aspects or challenges that were not identified by you or anyone before, working with you? Like maybe, I guess the pricing was one of the things, right? That's something which we immediately grabbed onto because we understood that was a challenge. But anything apart from that, like you feel that there's something which, we had our eyes on?
Well, I think with the pricing aspect there, I was working with a business consultant or sort of advisor before I was working with you, and they had given me this recommendation of like really digging into this pricing. Like they always spoke about it, but they weren't actually executing on digging into the numbers and creating that data around the pricing. So that's the difference that you brought, is that you were actually able to do that math and the projections around it versus just say, you guys should, figure out your pricing and increase it. It all just felt sort of arbitrary with that recommendation versus actually having the breakdown of everything. And then, yeah, like even like the marketing dashboard, like I think it's integrating the financial piece with other sides of the business. So, yeah, marketing, sales, operations to a certain degree. And I find most of the accountants or bookkeepers that I've worked with in the past have just been like more hands off. So, they might give recommendation, but it's all just sort of like, how do we implement that? Like, we need more
That's a question.
profit, or we need to decrease costs, whereas there's quite actionable steps that are given with working with an advisor such as yourself.
So even I and Kaga, when we started the pricing, frankly, it was something which, it was very difficult
It's
to,
actually a challenge, Divyesh. I mean, we
yeah,
take
it's a
it as a
challenge.
challenge, we need
Yeah.
to just get it done.
Okay. Moving forward with the virtual approach, like you have always worked with virtual, people and people from all around the world, maybe. Have you ever, like with us, encountered any kind of inconvenience with regards to that? Like with regards to our timing or any kind of efficiency that has affected our engagement in any way?
No, well, I haven't worked that internationally before, you guys. Now I feel much more confident working internationally. It was always maybe people in the States. I worked with, our previous bookkeeper, a different country as well, but first time working with a company in India. I had some hesitations, mostly around how do we build the trust of like, access and everything like that. And yeah, no, it's been fantastic. Sometimes there's codes that need to be sent back and forth
Yeah.
for two-factor verification,
Yeah.
early in the morning or late at night. But yeah, we have our calls at a reasonable time for me, and that's fine. Yeah.
And taking that question ahead, and like, how was our communication and response? Like, do you find it efficient in a way where, are we able to explain specific things easily in your understandable language? Like, do you find that communication is okay? Like,
Mostly.
because like yeah, because we go through the Fathom report every month, and there are some
Mhm.
things which are kind of technical in that report.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
do you find them, like, am I able to, like, because this is kind of an really important thing for me, because if I'm not doing that, I want to improve in that. I want to make
Mhm.
sure that you understand each and every part of it, because ultimately, like, when you understand these concepts, you subconsciously apply it when you're doing some kind of business or making some operations
Sure.
decisions.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
like, how has that been?
Yeah, sometimes you think very differently than I do, obviously. And so sometimes there's things where I have to like put more mental energy into understanding and learning. Your
Mhm.
communication is very good. Um, the Fathom reports I do find long, and they're interesting, but I just for my own um,
Hmm.
capacity and
It's
like
way too
it's
much.
almost like it's I feel kind of like what's the term, like fire
Over the
hosed, like so much information. So I was actually, yeah, going to give you that feedback, because we usually have a call once a month where we spend that entire hour going through Fathom, and for me it's like too much. Like I would almost take
Hmm.
more away if it was like 25 minutes or something where we could like hit the things that are important. Yeah, so that piece is a lot. Other than that, the more like conversational aspects where I'm trying to understand more of the data that you've put together, that
heavy.
overwhelming, but also like
Hmm.
not something I necessarily feel like need to understand.
Yeah, we can summarize it. We can summarize it the
Mhm.
Yeah,
next time.
we
I mean,
can
we
do a
will work
short.
on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, overall experience, Erika, like working with us, like, how has it been? It's
Oh, it's been awesome. Yeah, it's great to see you guys grow.
you helped
Also,
us grow. You helped us grow, Erika.
oh, good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you helped us grow.
how long were you working with Casey before?
I guess eight
Almost a
months.
year.
That's great. Yeah, yeah, it's been fantastic. Everyone on the team, or not everyone on the team, but all the management and marketing people know you guys, and you're definitely a part of the Freshening Your Fridge team, which is nice. And yeah, it's been so helpful this last year, I think, in solidifying a lot of our financial confidence, I'll say, more than anything.
One question which you have already done, but would you again recommend us to any of your friends or businesses
Yeah,
or
of
come?
course. Yeah,
Great.
it's hard I think it's harder to build trust, potentially with a company overseas, or with anyone digitally, or that you don't have a connection to. So that's why like the referral aspect has been nice. You've working with some people in our community, and so I hope that other people who find you through other avenues can also have that same trust. And I don't know exactly how that's built, but you've all been like nothing but professional and communicative. Yeah, I trust you, and I hope others are able to build that trust with you quickly as well.
Thank you so much for your time, Erika.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Awesome.
Have a great day.